A person who can appreciate relief is a person who has seen the problem, has suffered from the problem. The person who can appreciate a win in a basketball game is a person who has worked in the gym very hard. A person who can appreciate his graduation from the university is a person who realizes how much effort it went into the long nights and the long lectures that eventually became what? A relief in a form of recognition in front of the whole world. Let me finish something here before we go to medical treatment. You know, when I attended the graduation, I saw how elegantly, beautifully the event was choreographed. People were invited from all over the world. The dean spoke on a podium. There was music playing. There were big screens. People were coming with their emblems, with their specific graduation gear, with their graduation caps. Everybody's family was there. Some were weeping, some were laughing, some were recognizing their achievements. The students would go in a choreographed manner, take their pictures, and everybody's life was changing. Life was changing. This is the recognition of the creation for the creation. Imagine when the Creator recognizes creation. Can you imagine? What is the Day of Judgment? It's graduation from dunya. And that's why the Prophet says in the hadith, which we said in the 40 hadith of love, there will be people sitting on the monuments of light on the Day of Judgment. يَغْبُطُهُمُ الْأَنْبِيَاء. Even the Anbiya will be in awe of them. Who are these people? Allah will say, these are the people who love me and I love them. And they loved each other. So imagine what kind of graduation will that be? As soon as you get out of your grave, an angelic line is standing for you. Salamun alaykum tibtum. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the glory of that day? So, there are superstars of earth and there are superstars of heaven. Be from the superstars of heaven. Be from the superstars of heaven. The people who are known in the angelic realm, that man is a wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that man is this, that man is this. So on the Day of Judgment, all these people who are pious, they will be celebrated like you have never seen ever before. Women and men. Ba'dukum min ba'd. Allah says you are women, pious men, and women, each one from each other. So remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not only test you, but He will put the throne of honor on you. The people who memorize Quran will be dignified. Even their parents will be given thrones of light. The people who memorize Quran. So imagine what such ceremony will look like. Just imagine, look at the hadith, and you will be awed, and you will be sort of, subhanAllah, surprised of how much Allah will do for the people that He loves. So if you are impressed by the graduation, by the dignity that is afforded from creation to creation, imagine what the Creator will do for His creation. Finally, one of our teachers said in a beautiful statement one time, he says, subhanAllah, your body is made out of a jism which is fani, meaning your body disintegrates. But your soul doesn't die. It remains forever, baqi. So it's fani and baqi, fana and baqa, right? Correct? What I'm going to say now is focus. On the Day of Judgment, Allah will remove the fani, your body that becomes disintegrated, will be replaced with a new body that is forever. And in that He will put a soul that was forever. So imagine if enjoyment of this life is so enjoyable because half of it is fani, half is baqi. What will be the enjoyment when you have baqi with baqi? You get it? It's like saying you have zero and you have infinity. Zero is your body that is zero. And infinity is your soul. What if Allah creates a body that is infinity and puts it in an infinity soul? What do you think you'll become? What do you think the enjoyment will be? And that's why Allah says, وَالْآخِرَةُ هِيَ الْحَيَوَانِ. That true life is when you have the baqi spirit, the infinite spirit in an infinite body that never perishes in the hereafter. Not like this body which perishes and the soul moves on. Correct? Ajiba. Finally, he ends with the medical treatment of depression. He says it is sunnah to take medication. It is not right to say to the people that it is haram to take treatment for depression and only you should basically learn the aqidah and everything will be fine. Or learn spirituality and everything will be fine. No. Maybe the person has biological issues in genes and biomarkers and chemical imbalance. In that case, there are many treatments. So people should not discourage the people who have a real medical need, but encourage them to follow the sunnah and make what? Treatment available for themselves. The Prophet ﷺ in Musnad Imam Ahmad, he says, seek treatment, O slaves of Allah, for Allah did not create a disease except that He created a cure for it, except for the one disease which is old age. Meaning everybody has to get old and die. Get it? So we should encourage people in our community who are truly ill. They may have a medical and physical, right, disability, to seek treatment and basically treat it. Now, what are the other advances? As I said yesterday, and that basically concludes the book. Some advances are basically SSRIs, which are the normal medications that doctors use, right? Now they're finding out that those medications may not be as effective as previously thought, which I discussed yesterday. There's something called TMS. TMS is called transcranial medical stimulation. So they put like a cap on your head and they put magnetic resonance and it sort of heals depression. That is also available. It's called TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation. That is available. Other alternative forms of acupuncture, that's also available. Other Eastern methodologies of treatment are also available, right? Behavior therapy is also available, correct? And spiritual therapy, hand in hand with these medical treatments, can have better outcomes. When a person leaves a sinful lifestyle and then he also has medication involved, he becomes a better person. And sending salutations on the Prophet ﷺ, correct, can actually help you get treated. I know 3 examples here that I myself have helped. One person got divorced and he became so grieved with his divorce and his 4 children and custody battles and everything, he could not sleep and he was losing his mind. He came to this masjid. I had a meeting with him and I said, listen, I will give you a book of salutations on the Prophet ﷺ. You seek your treatment, whatever you're doing, but read that. SubhanAllah, he followed that prescription. He came back after 3 months. He said, not only am I better now, more happier, moved on, I've actually, even my doctor said, you don't need any medication. Right? So, there are many other forms of treatment. One of them is the drugs for bravado. But for you to qualify for that nasal spray, you have to first show through your doctor that your other medications did not work, right? Because it's for treatment-resistant depression, TRD. Right? So inshallah, may Allah save us from all of these things. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let me give you a dua, finally. If you say this dua, morning and evening, 7 times. 7 times. Why 7 times? Because you have 7 senses. We did not know why the Prophet ﷺ said 7. But for us to understand and absorb it, we have added another, what they call, enhancer. You have 7 senses, right? To protect those senses from going on the wrong direction, the Prophet ﷺ says, whoever says these things, Allah will protect him. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-barasi wal-jununi wal-judham wa min sayyi al-asqar. 7 times you say this. What is this dua? Again, this dua is, if you see the picture that I sent yesterday, it has it in there. It says, Junoon, Judam, Baras, Sayyid Asqam here. These 4 things in the diagram. You can say them in this diagram, or you can say it like I'm reminding you from the hadith. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika, I seek protection of Allah with you. Baras wal junoon wal judam. Skin disease, mental disease, correct? Infectious disease. Wa min sayyid asqam, all other evil diseases. If you say this 7 times, sincerely, with a broken heart, Allah will protect your health. Meaning, it doesn't mean you become Superman, not get sick. Your friend who basically has a flu and sneezes in your face will still get infection. But the outcome will be better. The outcome will be, what? Better. Because the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam got sick as well. Correct? So, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-barasi wal-jununi wal-judham wa sayyid al-asqam. I've already said the diagram, and you can send it there. Oh, how do I know what it says in English? Go to Google Translate, put your camera on top of it and hover. Hopefully it can translate better, I don't know. Inshallah, this concludes our session. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you tremendously. We'll try to clean up the recordings and then post them. It takes a very long time, and I can tell you, last night it became very late, right, because of the summertime and the chain time.